learning disability. In Jamaica, if you have one, oftentimes you're just left alone. There's no one there to help you. You're just considered a quote-unquote dumb student, so there's not much you can really do. But when I came here, I had the resources to help me, the proper education, the teachers, and I had a lot of one-on-one time with my teachers, so that really got me ahead. Before coming to Cray College, I spent my first 2 years of college at University of Southern Maine, where I was a history major. The school consisted of 11,000 students. It was an okay school, but the student-to-teacher ratio was about like 100 to 1, so I wasn't really focusing. So what really drew me to Curry was the student-to-teacher ratio, which is about 10 to 1, and also the PAL program, which is a program designed for students with LDs, who either have average or superior IQ, and it has really helped me since coming here. I've made deans of something I've never accomplished in life, so I'd really have to thank Curry College for that. From coming from Jamaica to here, the big thing I've noticed is there's much more of a variety of stuff to do. In Jamaica, you're limited if you don't have money, you can't go further in education. Also, there's a much lower crime rate here. I remember being in Jamaica on the news constantly. There was murder after murder after murder. Luckily, it didn't happen in the area I was, but murder is just rampant throughout the island. And in 2003 alone, it had the highest murder rate in the world, and still today, it is right up there at the top. So I appreciate this country with much more of a variety to do more jobs. Women are created equally, because in Jamaica, women are less limited to what they can do. And when it comes to the educational system, the male to female ratio is totally off. It's the number of men overwhelm female, especially when it comes to higher education, such as high school and college. I'd say the biggest challenges in my life was having English as a second language, and on top of that, having a learning disability. My early years of school, it made it very difficult, and there were even some points in high school where I wanted to drop out because things just seemed overwhelming, to the point where I just did not want to be there. Some days in class, time would just linger and go slow because I just didn't know what was going on. I always thought that I was dumb, but I had IQ tests upon me, and I found out that my IQ was actually above average, and I could not figure out until I had the proper IEP plan put in place, personal learning plan to help me achieve. I'd say the only thing I want to accomplish in life is to graduate with a master's degree in clinical science and eventually go to paralegal studies. My ideal job is to be a teacher, eventually go to law school. That's always something I wanted to do, and since I've gotten to Curry, it's something that definitely seems possible.
Hi, I'm Dr. Catherine Morrison. I'm professor of health studies here at Curry College. I have a PhD, or a doctorate rather, in public health, and my area of expertise and specialization is understanding how to prevent violence against women. I went to school at the University of South Carolina in Columbia, South Carolina. Miss it down there. I chose to specialize in health because of the neighborhood I grew up in. A lot of the people around in that neighborhood in Cleveland, Ohio, weren't very healthy people, and I wanted to try and figure out different ways to actually prevent people from getting so sick. You had a lot of people dealing with diabetes or some sort of lung issues because they really weren't taking care of themselves. So what I want to do in my career is actually encourage people to take better care of themselves. There was a lot of challenge, a lot of obstacles, a lot of hard work I had to do in order to become a professor, not the least of which I have a bachelor's degree in biology because I wanted to be a veterinarian first, and then a master's in microbiology. And from there I realized, I'm more of a people person. I really like talking. So I got my degree in public health, but that was a hard road. We're talking over 10 years of school. After you graduate from high school in order to get there. So there were a lot of challenges, a lot of tears along the way. Oh, that's an excellent question. I think the best way I can answer it is kind of explain to you what my underlying philosophy is, and that is that I really am a humanitarian. I really enjoy people. I think people need to be treated well. And part of being treated well is actually education. And the one thing, if I don't excel at anything else, I excel at running my mouth off. I love to talk to people. So what I really crave is that interaction between myself and the students. I can actually watch students grow when they start to understand concepts. I see them grow intellectually, socially, spiritually as a result of what I do. So I can't imagine actually doing anything else. As far as pharmaceutical companies go, I would never want to work for those because they don't have that ethos of humanitarianism.